Czajkowski litajuczy, za dziećmi płacze, słońce grzieje.
Hello, we are soldiers and paramedics in the Alpha 2 company in the International Legion for the Defense of Ukraine. We ask for your collaboration for a closed vehicle of quick evacuation since we do not have one at the moment. Because of this, we have unfortunately lost people and wounded people which shouldn't have been in danger. We appreciate your collaboration. Slava Ukraine!
Heroes Slava!
That is, pardon me, a little tongue-tied here. That is Alpha 2 Company of the International Legion, a Spanish-speaking medical group that is doing evacs for, and the unit that I am working to raise funds for a truck for. We are currently at $274.46, whatever that is in euros. I don't know how to say the cents in euros. Welcome to the stream. I see a lot of new faces in here. I appreciate the new faces. Of course, Anna B, good to see you. Nura, welcome to the stream. M35, good to see you. Golby, good, glad you're here. Nian, good to see you. Just catching up with chat really quick, making sure I say hi to everybody before I kick off. KKGG, good to see you, as always. Nikki Hill, good to see you here too. LJ Boone, good to see you, and be ready for the mom jokes. Already started with the hugging the mistakes. The real Vladimir Putin, tell your flies to leave me alone. Niels, Anna and Anna B. Okay, that's good to know, Niels. So, good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming to the stream. So hopefully we'll get some good work out of this. I know we're kind of a small channel, but I have a gimmick. Since I'm the smallest channel in this fundraiser, this is a group fundraiser. For a total of 15 trucks and 150,000 euro. The total fundraiser is already above 51,000, so a third of the way there. But, you know, the Shills, War Translated, Succumus, Rick the Ukrainian, Johnny FD, ATP Geopolitics, Mercado Media, Starsky, I'm not sure who that is, me, and On the Edge. So a good group of people. I'm glad I'm part of it. But like I said, I'm probably the smallest streamer, so my gimmick is, let me go full screen here. So this, see if I can get it to focus. Horseradish, the hot stuff. Harvested it this year from my garden, and oh yeah, that will clear out your sinuses. So on my fundraiser, for every 1,000 up to 9,000, we gather, I get to eat a spoonful of this. And when we reach the full truck amount, I have to finish off the jar. I'm scared. But I can breathe really good now. Yeah, the donation links down below, so if you can spare the cash, my taste buds will hate you, but the ZCU will love you. Let's hop right into it. The operational information as of 8 a.m. December 15th regarding the Russian invasion. And as always, it starts with glory to Ukraine. The 1026th day of the large-scale armed aggression of the Russian Federation against Ukraine has begun. Over the past day, 292, I think that is the highest number of combat clashes we've seen in a single day so far. 292 combat clashes were recorded along the entire front line. According to updated information, yesterday the enemy launched one missile strike on the positions of Ukrainian units and settlements using 2 missiles. There were 61 airstrikes using 99 glide bombs. In addition, Russia carried out more than 5,000 artillery strikes. 158 of those artillery strikes were from MLRS, multi-launch rocket systems. Russia also used more than 3,000 kamikaze drones. Huge jump in the number of kamikaze drones being used. Significant jump in the number of artillery strikes, and almost 100 more combat clashes than we normally see in a single day. The aggressor carried out airstrikes on the areas of the settlements of Slobuhansky, Lipsky, Voschansk in the Kharkiv direction, Servisk, Hirohorivka, Krymsky, Petrivka, Konstantinopolsky, Upensivka, Shevchenko, Novopil in the Donetsk region, Tremirivka in Zaporizhia, Mykolaiv in the Kherson region. Over the past day, aviation, missile troops, and artillery of the defense forces have carried out 35 strikes on enemy manpower, weapons, and military equipment, as well as 1 UAV control point, 3 artillery systems, and 2 air defense systems were hit. Using bomber and assault craft in the Kharkiv direction, the enemy attacked in the areas of the settlements of Voschansk. Let me show you guys where some of these strikes happened and where Russia is attacking in the Kharkiv direction. Come on, update. Voschansk is right here. Staritsa and Lipsy was one of the targets for a glide bomb. Moving on to Kupiansk direction. I wish I really need them to sort the sorry. For those that are new, I'm dyslexic, so reading this block of text is really hard for me. So I'll go through and highlight each area and try to sort it out. So according to updated information, in the Kupiansk direction, the invaders carried out 3 attacks over the last day. The defense forces stopped all enemy assault actions in the Lazov area. In the Limansk direction, our troops repelled 15 attacks by the invaders near the settlements of Pershatrivna, Zeleny Gay, Kopanki, Novosibirska, Nadia, Makivka, Druzhlyubivka, and Terny. Going over to Kupiansk direction, the 3 assaults were here in Lozov direction. Unfortunately, Russia has made gains in this area, but Ukraine has also liberated up by Kolonivska. Lima direction, Kopanki, Zeleny Gay, Makivka, Terny, Yampil, and Hirohorivka. So attacks all along the front line in that area. And of course, Liman is here. If you remember that from the liberation early in the war. The enemy carried out strikes with bomber aircraft in the Service direction. Ukrainian Defense Forces repelled 55 enemy assaults. This is a new area that has just opened up in the last day. Normally we hear of only like 1 or 2 attacks in the Service direction. These assaults happened near Virlu. Let me get my tongue prepared for this one. Virkno-Kamyansky, Bilgorivka, Spirny, Vimika, and Berestovi. Zervinsk, Vergo-Kremensky, Bilohorivka, Spirny, Vikmikva. So Russia really basically did a surprise assault in this area. Well, a surprise to us, hopefully not to Ukrainians. And judging by 0 advancements in this area, I'd say it wasn't a surprise for Ukrainian forces. This Servisk is one of the units that operate out of here is the K2 Brigade. Very famous videos that they've released have been fighting in this area. So I have a feeling they're going to be releasing some more very soon, with 55 attacks happening in this area in the last 24 hours. Over the past day in the Kramatorsk direction, the enemy once tried to break through the defenses in the areas of the settlement of Chasiv Yar, actively using bomber aircraft near the settlements of Torisk. The enemy made 5 futile attempts to move our defenders from their occupied positions. Let me mark that so I can find it again. Of course, they're talking about Kramatorsk direction and Torets direction. One attack was done in Chasiv Yar. And another, what was it? 5 attacks were in Toretsk city itself. Toretsk is really wanted by Russia because there's nothing but small towns in between Toretsk and Konstantinivka. This is the whole goal of all their assaults over here in Pokrovsk, and we'll cover those later. But they want to get to Konstantinivka, then on to Kramatorsk, and then up to Slovansk. Yeah, I'm still having a little bit of processing going toward the 55 assaults in the Service direction. Mainly because here we are There we go. This has been the main area of focus for several months now. Pokrovsk direction. Our defenders repelled 52 enemy attacks of varying intensity in the Pokrovsk direction. The settlements are pretty much the same every day. Mirolubivka, Promin, Lysivka, Dasheshny, Novotrud, Sukovyar, Zeleny, Peshanti, Petrivka, Shchervenko, Novotroyesky, Ukrainka, Novoovolinka. At the same time, the enemy carried out airstrikes with assaults and bombing aircraft in the areas of settlements of Stara Mykolivka, Novopetrivka, and Gorivka. It's a lot to go through. Here, of course, Mirolubivka is here. Promin, Lysivka, Sukovyar, Dasheny, Novotrud, Surchenko, Novotroyetsky, Novoolinka. Upensivka is over here. A little bit harder to find sometimes is the settlements they were bombing because they're behind the lines. Shoot, I am not seeing them any offhand. Let me double check. Novopoltavka, Gorivka, and Stara Mykolivka. Yeah, I'm not seeing the settlements that were attacked with bombing runs offhand. So unfortunately, I won't be able to show you those tonight. I'll look for them and hopefully their names won't come up in a new video. But yeah, that was 52 assaults in Pokrovsk. Zervesk outnumbered the number of attacks in Pokrovsk. And it's just like almost out of nowhere that this happened. At least for reporting. I haven't heard anybody talking about this until just now. In the Kharkiv direction. So it's just there. Okay. Over the past day in the Kharkiv direction, defense forces repelled enemy attacks in the areas of the settlements of Sonsivka, Staroturny, Zora, Korokova, Lysivka, Elizavetivka, Hanivka, and Upensivka, where the occupiers, with support of aviation, tried to break through the defenses of our troops 50 times. When I show you this area, you'll realize how small this area is, and to have 50 attacks. Zora, Sonsivka, Staroturny, Korokova, Hanivka, Elizavetivka, Upensivka. It's all right here. And just so you guys understand the distance involved here, 21 kilometers from Zora to Romanivka. It's not a big area. And all the attacks were spread out along this area, basically making for at least 2 attacks along every kilometer of this front. Now, even if you add in Pokrovsk, where there was 52 attacks, you're looking at a 30-kilometer distance, and there was 52 attacks along this front. Of course, it's longer with all the, bulges and such, but 30-kilometer wide front, and there's 52 attacks. 21-kilometer front, and there's 50 attacks. Let's go back up to Survisk, and Survisk area generally runs from here to Bilohorivka, and a 26-kilometer front. There's 55 attacks yesterday. It's just an amazing, I shouldn't say amazing, but a shocking number of assaults that are happening in such a small area. The enemy also actively used aviation in Vermits direction, where our defenders repelled 37 attacks by the occupiers in the areas of the settlements of Trudrov, Vasily Gay, Konstantinopolsky. I can never get that one quite right. Rozdolny, Novokumar, Velika Novosivka, Storohivno, Makrivka, and Novoandrivka. We don't have to go far from Kurokov direction. Verminska is here, but it starts here with Trudov, Konstantinopolsky, Sukovyali, Rozdolny, Novikumar. You'll note that Novikumar was once occupied, and then Ukrainians kicked the Russians out. And here Russia is pushing in again to try and cut off Velika Novosilka. Storozhezhny, Blagodatny, Marinka. Again, Russia is trying to encircle Ukrainians in a pocket. Novodorivka, Zeleny Pol. So, still a staggering number of attacks. And just to give you guys an idea of what these attacks look like, this is an image by Deep State for the assault that happened in Novokumar. The tank leads the assault, usually with a massive amount of electronic warfare and such on it. And BMP is loaded with troops following. In total, 9 BMPs and 1 tank. That tank's basically there to absorb hits and cover the BMPs as they make the approach. And unfortunately, it works. Let me pull this over for you and translate this. The enemy with the forces of the 10th Armored Division rushed into Novokumar, where Ukrainian armed forces recently conducted a sweep on December 14th. A column of thugs led by 9 infantry vehicles and 1 tank drove through the field south of Rozdolny and calmly landed at least 50 Russians. All this mass is scattered across houses and basements in the southern and central parts of the village. It is hard to imagine how they will be evicted now. The enemy continues to use tactics where the column is led by an armored vehicle, mostly a tank covered with plates and with a bunch of electronic warfare equipment. The column moves behind it, and if the leading vehicle is damaged, they retreat. Sometimes they continue moving. Unfortunately, this tactic gives results. And unfortunately, this is the result of that. That's the assaults they're talking about every day. One tank followed by a gaggle of BMPs, and of course, yesterday there was 292 such assaults. It's a staggering thing for Ukraine to hold up against, but they are doing the best that they can. We need to do the best they can, get them the equipment they need, both through our representatives and through our donations. With the war becoming less of a news story now, Syria's taken over a lot of the news coverage. Before that, Israel took over a lot of news coverage. The drones in the U.S. are now a distraction. Our donations mean so much more now than they did the rest of the war. So keep up the good work, guys. And thank you for supporting Ukraine. Getting back into this, let me see if I could find where I was at. In Huliopol direction, the enemy launched airstrikes with unguided missiles on Huliapolia, Malotokmaka, Novopavlika, and Robotny were hit by 15 bombs in the Orhiv direction. Let me just cover those two areas really quick, and then we'll get into Mykolaiv. Huliopol was hit with a glide bomb, and then you come over to Orhiv, Malotokmaka, Robotny. I already forgot what the other one was. Novopavlivka. Novopavlivka is... That's Pavlivka. Novopavlivka. Okay. So, Robotny area, Malotokmaka, and Novopavlivka, north of Orhiv, were all hit by bombs today. And Russia using 15 bombs on those three towns. Excuse me. The enemy launched airstrikes with unguided missiles on the Mykolaiv area in the Dnipro direction. In addition, it carried out 3 assaults on the positions of our defenders. Those 3 assaults were unsuccessful. In the Dnipro direction, they're talking about the river here, and Mykolaiv, and we assume the assaults are happening in this area of the river. Unfortunately, they don't give us town names to know where those assaults are happening precisely. In the Kursk direction, the Russian space air region that's been occupied by Ukraine, 57 clashes took place. In addition, the enemy launched 15 airstrikes using 23 guide bombs and carried out 380 artillery strikes on settlements and positions of our defenders. And of course, Kursk is way up here. So, Ukraine is holding strong in Kursk. As you can see, no changes in the last day. The guys in this area are fighting like mad to hold their positions. It's very important for them to hold this area with Trump coming into office and peace talks being thrown around like candy on Halloween. This is a huge, huge bargaining chip for Ukraine. And these guys know it and are fighting tooth and nail in this area. Hi, Gumby. Yeah, we just covered Khodorkov a little bit ago. Where was it? 50 assaults near Khodorkov. 52 towards Prokrovsk. But the surprising one was they really need to get the formatting back on these pages. 55 enemy assaults in the Sovets direction. Russia hasn't done this many assaults in this area in the last 6 months. And here there are 55 of them in one day. Coming back down, in the Volyn and Polizia directions, the operational situation has not changed. There are no signs of enemy offensive formations. Our soldiers continue to actively inflict losses in manpower and equipment on the invading forces, exhausting the enemy along the entire entire line of combat. Okay, this has to be a translation issue. So let me restart. Exhausting the enemy along the entire front line and in the deep rear. It goes into the combat losses for Russia in the last 24 hours. We'll cover that with a graphic here shortly. And they close out the report with join the defense forces. The fight continues. Together we will win. And you go back to the original Ukrainian and my favorite phrase to say in Ukrainian, Razom de переможемо. Together we will win, because that's how it has to be. Russia's actively trying to divide us, so we have to stay together. Again, with every Sunday, Zelensky's team puts out a video asking for more air defense. Let me get the speed back to normal. And this is Russian strikes in Ukraine for this week. And thankfully, that need is starting to be filled. There's a couple days ago that, it was Sweden or Finland. I can't remember which one, but Finland, one of those two Nordic countries, promised 6 more Patriot systems to go to Ukraine. there were reports that the shipment has started on at least one of those units. So keep it going. Ukraine needs about 20 more of them. We're a quarter of the way there. So call your congressman, call your representative, tell them Ukraine needs more patriots. Just on another note here, when you look through this, it's all people's houses, people's lives that were bombed in these pictures. This isn't Russia missing their target. This is Russia's target, the people of Ukraine. Let me catch up with chat again really quick. Mitch Ashdown, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Mick Riley, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Shelly Winters, welcome. Aussie T, Aussie. Blonde Bombsheller, of course. Gumby, good to see you. Yeah, it's not good. It's not all good news. The front line is very difficult. I'm just doing the best I can to bring you guys real information. One of the reasons I started doing this stream was I was reading this report. When I went to Ukraine in February, my time zone was way different. So I used to watch like Mercado for the daily updates and a couple other channels, but those were going live at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I just could not stay awake from them. So I started reading these updates and was shocked by the number of combat clashes, the number of bombs and missiles being used every day, the number of artillery strikes, 5,000 artillery strikes today in the last 24 hours, 3,000 kamikaze drones, and it's just not reported. It's not, the information is there, it's just nobody reports on it. And the reason I started this stream was to get this information out there to people, so you know what's going on and how many attacks and how many bombs. And anyways, let's grab the Russian losses for today. In the last 24 hours, total combat losses of the enemy as of December 15th, the 1,026th day of the war. 1,280 personnel were added to the casualty lists, 12 tanks, 32 APVs, 26 artillery systems, 3 MLRSs, 2 anti-aircraft warfare systems. This is like the S-300s and the S-400s. It's supposed to shoot down aircraft, but Russia is using those missiles to fire at houses and apartment buildings. 127 UAVs, 2 cruise missiles, 181 vehicles, and 4 special equipment. It's not the best day for the record for personnel losses, but there is a significant number of losses in other equipment today. That's going to hurt Russia, and especially these. That limits their ability to strike Ukrainian settlements. They need one more to match up for the number of days of the invasion. So I hope they get another 2 tomorrow. Uh, so let me just check here. So still at 274 for my part of the trucks under the Christmas tree campaign. So we're a quarter of the way, well, over a quarter of the way there to me killing my taste buds. Well, I'm torn if that's a good thing or not. Of course, I want to get the truck raised for. Scroll down to the bottom here. Robert, thank you for your donation. I'm glad I'm able to donate. Mitch, thank you for your donation. Michael or Michelle, I'm unsure. Thank you for your donation. And there was 5 donations total. So the anonymous out there, thank you for your donation. Zelensky speech. Let me just finish catching up with chat. Thanks for the 2 likes, Ozzy. Oh, that one was bad, LJ. Okay, Mick Riley's is talking about using a EpiPen. I kind of want to. I want to know more because one of my hobbies is beekeeping, and I carry an EpiPen with me just in case somebody gets stung and is allergic. Gumby says they are taking Prokrovsk. They're going to have to fight hard for it. Prokrovsk is going to be another Bakhmut fortress that Ukraine's just not going to walk away from. Even if they get into Prokrovsk, it's going to be months of hard building to building fighting for them. It's not what I want to see happen, but Ukraine's not giving up. Yeah, no, don't listen to what Elon says. He's so out of touch with reality. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, YouTube chat has been having a fit lately. From just not displaying names, certain people, to like even I'm getting timed out in my own chat by YouTube. Doesn't make any sense. I'll send the suggestion in, Putin. For now, my weapon of choice has been Prokrovsk is important, but one of the things you have to realize is Kharkov is just, well, I shouldn't even say Kharkov because Constantinople is just as important. Let me close that so I can zoom out to the right level. There's a road that runs through these cities right over here to Kharkov, and then from Pavlograd through here to Pokrovsk, and then from Constantinople, bleh. My tongue just does not want to say city names today. So yeah, Pokrovsk is important. Khodorkov is important. But what's really important is if you go here to Constantinople, this road here was really important. And unfortunately, it's already cut. This is the road here. This is one of the few paved roads that connected Pokrovsk to Khodorkov, allowing supplies to mix between these two directions. And like I said, unfortunately, this is already cut, already under Russian control. The next area they intersect would be back here at Havelivka, where it connects here. So that's going to be much harder to supply. They'll still be able to get supplies into the area along those main roads, but if supply from here needs to go up to Pokrovsk or vice versa, it's going to have to go all the way back here, go all the way up through these small roads to here and then over. So, I mean, it's a huge, huge detour compared to this road that was available. Of course, there is Konstantinivka, Kramatorsk. There's a supply route through there, and then down from Oleksandrivka along these settlements. So getting supplies in is not the issue. It's being able to trade supplies between areas as needed that's the issue right now. Don't get me wrong, LJ. When I say that the jokes were bad, that's a good thing. The dad jokes are supposed to be bad. With that said, I'm going to play Zelensky's speech for today. Let me get this full screen.
Бажаю здоров'я, шановні українці, українки. Сьогодні новий крок в нашому державному застосунку «Армія Плюс». Тепер можливі переведення для воїнів Національної гвардії України. Зараз на першому етапі для воїнів Нацгвардії відкриті переведення всередині Нацгвардії. Але є завдання додати можливість також переведень між підрозділами Збройних сил України та Нацгвардії. Найближчим часом в Армію Плюс будуть додані ще підрозділи наших прикордонників. Станом на сьогодні є вже 3607 позитивних рішень щодо переведень для наших воїнів Збройних сил України. Команда Міністерства внутрішніх справ активно працювала разом з Міністерством оборони, щоб був результат для наших нацгвардійців. Дякую. Конкретний позитив для воїнів і можливість дати людям більшу мотивацію. Також сьогодні є новий хороший результат у нашої програми «Є підтримки». Вже майже 7,5 мільйонів заявок. Із них більш ніж 2 мільйони заявок для дітей. Вже тривають виплати і 4,5 мільярди гривень перераховані вже людям. Найбільший напрям витрат – це комунальні послуги. І зараз зимою дійсно дуже важливо підтримати якнайбільше наших людей, наші українські сім'ї. Будь ласка, реєструйтесь для Є-підтримки. Також є можливість оплати квитків на нашу залізницю українські книжки, донати для волонтерів. Кожна самі можуть обрати потрібний напрям. Це підтримка для всіх наших людей в державі. Сьогодні обговорив з нашими урядовцями Міністерства закордонних справ та Мінагро питання про продовольчу допомогу в рамках програми «Зерно з України», зокрема, допомогу для Сирії. Це наша гуманітарна програма, яка вже зробила багато для стабілізації продовольчої ситуації в складних регіонах світу. Зараз ми можемо допомогти сирійцям українською пшеницею, борошном, нашою олією, нашими продуктами, які глобально працюють для гарантування продовольчої безпеки.
I hate stopping his speech, but I want to point this out and bring special emphasis here. Well, some Americans are worried about their tax dollars going to Ukraine. Well, Russia's worried about taking over Ukrainian land. While Ukrainians are defending themselves against a horrible, horrible invasion and literally fighting for their right to exist, they're worried about sending food to those who need it. You have to remember, Ukraine is the breadbasket for Europe, for Africa, for the Middle East, and even Asia. Ukraine exports almost 80% of what it produces in the agricultural sector. And that almost all of that goes to countries that cannot support themselves with food, I mean. If Russia has its way, a lot of people in the world are going to depend on Russia because that's what they want. They want the Ukrainian farms and resources to exert further control over others. And everything the Ukrainians are going through right now, and they're worried about getting the food to the people that need it. That not only says a lot about this man right here, but Ukrainians in general.
Спільнуємося з партнерами та сирійською стороною, вирішуємо щодо логістики. Обов'язково підтримуємо цей регіон, щоб спокій там міг стати для нас опорою в русі до реального миру. Звичайно, сьогодні була доповідь головкома Сирського по ситуації на фронті та в районах проведення Курської операції. Важка ситуація на Покровському напрямку і з Курахова. Я вдячний всім підрозділам, які знищують там окупанта. Також окрема вдячність нашим воїнам на Курщині. Там потрібна сила, щоб досягти правильних результатів для України, для українців в дипломатії. Кожен, хто зараз б'ється заради України, реально виборює для України майбутнє. Нам потрібен надійний мир, гарантований мир. Обов'язково реалізуємо наші завдання. Слава Україні!
Героям слава. And
Бажаю здоров'я.
everyone fighting for Ukraine right now, that includes you guys. Even if it's a $5 donation to help get a drone to a unit, you guys are fighting for Ukraine. This man goes out of his way every speech to make sure to thank you. So let me say thank you for supporting Ukraine as well. As you can see, he's pretty tired in there. He had a lot on his plate over the last couple days. He was up in Orhiv area giving awards out to HIMARS units, touring an underground medical facility, toured an underground school in Zaporizhia to give kids a chance at a normal life, going to school, playing with other kids. From there, he went to meetings with NATO and other leaders. And today's was basically, he finally got done and was able to rest today. Of course, this speech came out about 1 o'clock my time, so 9 p.m. Ukrainian time. Hopefully that man's getting some sleep because he needs it and he deserves it after this weekend. That is Zelensky's speech. Want to go to the air raid map. Air raids have been pretty consistent since Friday. And not in a good way. There has been some area of Ukraine under air alert pretty much every minute of the last 3 days. In Kharkiv, the air alert has been going for 18 minutes. Poltava for 2 hours 46 minutes. Sumy for 4 hours 17 minutes. Chernihiv for 3 hours 3 minutes. Kiev Oblast minus the city, 1 hour 38 minutes. Cherkasky for 31 minutes. And Zhytomyr for 1 hour 13 minutes. On this website, alerts in UA, you can go here and click pretty much any region. Venetia had a 13-minute air alert. Zolny, 28-minute air alert yesterday. Dnipro, 6 hours 16 minutes. These are active alerts in Dnipro along the old Dnipro Reservoir. Novokakovka reservoirs, I'm sorry. So one air alert has been going on there for 13 hours and 59 minutes. Another one for 15 hours and 22 minutes. So the air alerts are nonstop. It's a scary situation. The people are getting used to the air alerts and ignoring them. And unfortunately, very recently, that has turned deadly. Exactly, Mitch. Mitch Ashdown says, when Zelensky says why Ukraine sends food to Syria, he is giving a reason to those not capable of understanding. You know, Ukraine is more worried about other people starving than their own issues. There's where I'm going to disagree with you, Gumby. Zelensky has not failed. He's done everything he can. Just look at the picture of him now compared to when this started. He's aged like 20 years in these last 3. He hasn't failed. Our governments, the U.S. governments have failed. We promised Ukraine security when we asked them to give up their nuclear weapons. We have failed Ukraine. Bye-bye, Gumby. I put you in timeout for 10 minutes. I give people the benefit of the doubt. I gave him one message that I saw. Yeah, the main person responsible is Putin. You know, this war is because of Putin. Ukraine didn't do nothing to Russia. Russia invaded Ukraine in 2014. Ukraine said, "Okay, fine, we'll leave it there," and then Russia invaded again 3 years ago. Yeah, Petrie, where were you? The one troll we get, the first troll we get in in your AWOL. So he's on timeout for a few minutes. If he continues his stuff, just ban him completely, Petrie. I'll give somebody a chance to learn and correct their actions, but one chance only. Anyways, that was the air alerts in Ukraine. I do have a Telegram page set up mostly just for me to share a single place to collect the stories from Telegram. This is a recent satellite picture of Voschansk. You can see the shadows of the buildings that are still standing. And unfortunately, it's very few of them compared to what used to be here. Couple buildings here, couple buildings here. This is Russian Mir. This is the Russian world. This is the Russian peace that Putin is trying to bring to Ukraine. Ruin and destruction. Go back to the top of the day. Here we go, December 15th. And Ukrainians sent some aircraft to Chechnya. I bet he's happy to feel and feeling alive right now because that was a very close call for him.
Дежурный, вы медчасть, это Юсуп, медчасть, это. فكر يلا تمسح ما ده الحمد لله. كذا انتوا حاجة دي كذا انتوا حاجة. إذا كذا انتوا عاوز.
The link to my Telegram channel is in the description below if that's what you're asking, Mick. That was one angle of it, and here is a second. So that was Chechnya today. Russia's shadow oil fleet had some issues today. Even Mother Nature's not.
Вот
like
еще
Russia.
минус одна Волгонефть. Повтор Волгонефти 139. поломала на две части. Еще не полностью, но все к этому идет.
So he's talking about they
Угоняют 212.
issued an emergency. I didn't quite catch all of it because it's in Russian, not Ukrainian,
Все,
but
пизда носу нахуй.
and there you see the ship break in half. This isn't the best video, but I got you covered. That is the front half of the ship.
Главное, что мы не первые потонули. Вот. Молодые люди тоже решили, блин, на Новый год дома отмечать. Они просто хотели Новый год дома отмечать. Я чувствовал, что мы дома были.
Ну, передо мной, я сюда. Нет, не 41 какая, 239 что ли? Да, все, 41.
And unfortunately, that is oil you see leaking into the Black Sea. This is right near the Kerch Bridge in the Black Sea.
41 знаете, разбираете, что хотите, правильно? Да и, конечно, идите сюда.
And I have one other view for you.
Второе судно пошло. Тоже Волгонефть. Ебануться, блядь.
So, that was just Russia creating one more submarine of theirs. Excuse me, I see another Russian I need to take care of. Sorry about that. One of the disadvantages of living in a rural area, when it gets cold, all of the flies come inside for warmth. Unfortunately, this is something we haven't seen in a while, but this is a Ukrainian assault on Russian defenders in Kursk.
Six months ago, it was hard to imagine that American equipment would be on enemy territory. However, today, this is a reality. Here we see that the Dragon's teeth and embankments are not obstacles for US-made armored vehicles. They have paved a new road right in the middle of the field, despite all the efforts of the Russians. Bradley deploys a smoke screen to mask its movements. The crew starts shooting at the tree line where the Russians hide.
This part, all I can think of is the RoboCop villains, and fire it up, because I had the timing off.
Having spotted the position, the Ukrainian crew fires TOW anti-tank missiles at the aggressors.
Okay, I was way off on the timing.
Under the cover of their comrades, the Bradley crew advances towards the enemy positions.
This part is where I meant to do it, but I mistimed it, I guess.
And again, active fire is directed at the occupiers, not allowing them to relax for a moment. The Bradley is equipped with the 25mm M242 autocannon. That is its main weapon. Usually, Bradley carries 300 ready-to-use rounds in 2 boxes. One of 70 rounds, usually AP-type rounds. The other of 230 rounds, usually He-type rounds, plus another 600 rounds in storage.
That is Ukrainian assault in Kursk, thanks to United 24. To address Tatiana, if you don't think Zelensky has done his job and think he's weak, you are sadly mistaken. Any other leader would have taken Biden's offer to hop on a helicopter and left Kyiv, and you would be under Russian occupation right now. America was very, very isolated. We have a very isolation. We've been moving toward more and more towards isolationism. Whatever. I can't talk. Whatever. If it wasn't for Zelensky, we wouldn't have sent aid at all. I was very shocked when our president Biden actually did send aid. Because we've been stepping further and further away from the world stage up until that point. Very, very shocked. I understand that, Gumby. You're an American who is pro-Ukraine. That's why I timed you out, but because I wanted to be able to talk about stuff without the delay getting in the way of the conversation. Gumby, one thing you don't realize, Ukraine only had maybe 25,000 troops when Russia invaded. The fact that they were able to stop the invasion and hold the lines that they've had, be able to do the liberation of all of this area when they were literally 25,000 troops versus 150,000 or more is amazing. Like I was telling Tatiana, most other leaders would have told Biden, yeah, send the chopper, I'm out of here. And Ukraine would be under Russian occupation right now. Nobody's perfect. Nobody has the foresight to predict everything. Has Zelensky made mistakes? Yes. Has he owned up to those mistakes? Yes. That is a rare and unique characteristic of a politician that I am I am in envy of, because I wish our leaders here in the U.S. were more like Zelensky. So, no, nobody's perfect. But I think Zelensky was the best president for Ukraine for this invasion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I might not agree with you, but keep it civil. Don't name call. It's not. Zelensky hasn't failed. He's made mistakes. We all make mistakes. But like I said, he's owned up to his mistakes. Good questions, Ozzy. I'm going to move on to the next video. And when I talk to you about the drones being lost to electronic warfare, here's a video of what that means.
Пошов. Сидите, блядь, не гепаєте, блядь. Та стріляйте, він наєбнеться, блядь, якраз на полі. Оба. Падає, ховаємося. Тікай, падає. Тікай у двір. Упав у полі.
Шахет з пола впав.
Andrew timed him out, so you won't be hearing from Gumby again. If you're just going to make generalizations and not give specifics, we can't have a discussion. If you don't want a discussion and give specifics, bye-bye. You're not going to listen to what I have to say, and you're not saying anything, so there's no point in continuing the discussion. I have to watch the timing on this one, but remember last week the Russian that bombed the Ukrainian prisoner of war camp in Mykolaiv? Mariupol. That's his car. This is a report on it. That's somebody going up to his car and walking away, and I have to stop the video there. And we all know the results of that. Another one I have to be really quick with is North Korean soldiers have been confirmed. Here they are making snow angels, and we'll leave it at that. This was a very interesting one to me. Ukrainians from the GUR in the 14th Regiment spotted a Russian train. And here is the report of it. Is a Russian Scratch 1 Russian logistics train with a ton of supplies. And look at all those freaking cars on that train, just chocker box full of supplies for Ukraine, to go to Ukraine. And Now they're not going to get them. Darn. That's all the videos I had for you today. There's a lot more out there, but unfortunately YouTube won't let us show you a lot of those. See, the air alert has gone down to Dnieper. 2 minutes, just shy of 3 minutes. Klemensky is under air alert for 20 minutes now. Friendly reminder. Trucks under the Christmas tree with Cars for Ukraine. The link's in the description of this stream to donate for my campaign. Watch the video for them, and they're giving out this pin for my fundraiser if you donate 100 euros or more. They do have these other pins coming up. Somebody was asking about the heart pin. That's not available yet. That's for a future fundraiser. So you have to watch Cars for Ukraine to be able to get that one. This is the active one for us because of the medical truck, evacuation truck. They do other vehicles like with the rocket attachment, like Shills is doing. Tells you where the money goes, and you put your name on the wall. I'll read it out on top of the donations. They have the minimum here of 10 euros, but you can put in your own custom amount. So if you only can send $5, send $5. On top of this, for every 1,000 raised up to 9,000, I'm staring into fire incarnate and the death of my taste buds, I think. But for every 1,000 raised, I'm going to eat a spoonful of my horseradish live on stream. Now, granted, I do like horseradish. But I like it in small amounts. I'm a little scared. But yeah, I'm gonna take let me go full screen for this really quick. So me and all my glory, Dunk in the background, or Yoda. I'm gonna take just a little pinch. In small quantities, it's very good. It's still pretty hot. But very good. And I'm good to breathe through my nose for about another 2 or 3 hours. So yeah, that was like a little pinch. So if you want to see what it's going to be like for a full spoonful, or a little over a quarter of the way there. Okay. Just so you know, this is from my own garden. There's nothing in there except raw horseradish. Processed myself. I can breathe clearly now. Oh. Oh, I'm scared now. I'm tempted to say save my taste buds, donate to the other guys. But no, let's get these trucks for the medical battalion so they can do evacuations. That's all I have for the stream. For most people, that's probably going to be oh, Tatiana's back. Does this look like victory? No, nobody wins in war. There's no victory in war. It is survival. Zelensky's allowed Ukraine to survive. You might have missed it, but I'll show it again. This is Voshansk, what's left of it. This is the Russian Mir that Putin's promised Ukraine. Russia has a lot more troops and is willing to sacrifice them to gain ground. Ukraine and Zelensky values the life of soldiers. So he's giving up ground to save soldiers with hopes of an alternative to sacrificing people to keep a hold of a town that's been flattened, really. No, it's not good news. It's not, and I understand. I was in Kyiv myself in February, March, and April. It's not like today. There wasn't as many air raids as there are today. But I understand a lot more than most about what it's like to live with that dread of an air alarm going off. I had missiles hit just outside my apartment when I was in Kyiv. Sitting out on my balcony having a cigarette before going to bed, and the air alert goes off and the engine of a Patriot missile sent to destroy that missile lights up my balcony like it's a noontime. So I understand some of what you're going through. I'll agree with you. Zelensky's made mistakes. We all make mistakes. He's human. But he has sat there and straight up told, I made a mistake here, I'm fixing it. That's more than any other leader in the world would have done. So I have to commend Zelensky for that. Well, Biden and Trump are talking about doing a peace deal. Zelensky's on the front line going to troops, telling them thank you. What other leaders would do that? You never saw Trump in Afghanistan. You never saw Biden there or Obama. Zelensky is, he's not a perfect human. None of us are. But he's a lot better than what you could have ended up with, like a Biden or a Trump. Unfortunately, here in America, we get to vote for the lesser of two evils. Unfortunately, I think we got the greater of two evils, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. So Tatiana says, I appreciate you, that I understand. Thank you. You have experienced this. Yeah, sitting there at dinner with one of my friends in Kyiv and just seeing her go pale. I know what you're going through. I understand it. I understand your frustration. But I firmly believe that if it wasn't for Zelensky, you guys would be under Russian occupation right now. All of Ukraine, not just what is now. If any other leader would have taken that helicopter ride that was promised. But no, Zelensky sat there and said, no, I need ammo, not a ride. So I have to commend Zelensky in a lot of ways. He is a human, though. Give him the benefit of the doubt that you'd give your brother or your sister or your father or mother. He is human. I hope that hits home with you, Tatiana. I really do. I don't know what else to say. It's one thing I will say is I know these soldiers are going to need psychiatric help after the war. You know, our soldiers here in America do, and unfortunately, more often than not, they don't get it. If you have a psychology background, please think about spending a month, 2 months, whatever, in Ukraine, volunteering your time to do mental health for the soldiers, for the civilians there. It's going to be a huge need. There is a huge need, even with the civilians right now. So Ukraine doesn't just need your money, it needs people that care, and people that understand what's going on and why they're fighting. And I understand, Tatiana, it has to be tiring. I spent 3 months there, and I came home, and it's still like the sound of a motorcycle still startles me. So, no, trust me, Tatiana, I understand your frustration. I wish there was some magical thing I could say to help you out. Unfortunately, there's not. All I can say is, find someone you can talk to, find someone you can relate to, de-stress, and alleviate some of the pressure that's on you from this war. It affects everyone in Ukraine, even in the small villages. Yeah, here I am sitting in South Dakota, and I can sit there and talk to you about, go to my Ukrainian Telegram channels, and Paulina, haven't heard from her in 3 months. Her family lived in Kupiansk. He lives in Oleg. He lives in Kiev. Well, just had a baby while I was in Ukraine. Got to go to his house and see the baby the day after the baby was born, when Russia hit the children's hospital. You can see the message I wrote to him there. Heard about the children's hospital and was worried. Haven't heard back from him. Ruslan, I haven't heard from Easter. Half the people I've met in Ukraine, I haven't heard back from again. hopefully it's an out of sight, out of mind thing, but I just don't know. And that's really hard. I'd say not knowing is harder than knowing. Okay. Ian says, I hope Orange Mussolini has changed, but I will wait to see what his actions will be. Yeah, that's the same position I'm in. I have concerns about Trump. But I have to give him the benefit of the doubt. Unfortunately, he is our president. So I can only hope that the briefings and everything he's getting changes his mind. Yeah, and yes, I know Ukraine's going to need a lot of help. One of the things I don't like to talk about much because I don't want to toot my own horn is, and I just fell into this. Wasn't anything I planned to do, but I bought a cheap house in Ukraine, and abandoned house was abandoned for like 3 or 4 years. Bought it, had it fixed up a little bit, and was going to go visit Ukraine and stay in my little house in the village. And then one of the people I was talking to needed a house because theirs got bombed. So, stay in mine. And it was actually the guy that was fixing my house for me. So, just stay in my house, fix it up, whatever. And, like a month later, he messaged me, I found this other house. I'd really love to fix it up and get it to a family that needs it. And it's like, but he didn't have the money to buy it. And, kind of just went from there and built up. And now I've been a part of not only rehabilitating houses in Ukraine in the villages, but helping displaced families find a new home after having to leave theirs. It's not a huge number, only 15 houses, but it's 15 that wouldn't otherwise be available. It doesn't matter what you do as long as you do something. Another one I'll talk to you guys about is this is Engine. I'm not a wealthy person. I don't make, my YouTube isn't my income, so I was trying to find a way I could help Ukraine with my time instead of monetarily. I found Engine. They help Ukrainians practice English with native English speakers. Started out with one practice partner, and then got a second practice partner, and then a third. And two of my sessions with the Ukrainians were today. Do hour-long sessions every week with people in Ukraine just trying to get better at English. If that's something you guys are interested in, the link's in chat. they do a little interview to make sure your English levels are good. And three of my students, I don't know if students the right word, but English partners or practice partners, have got promotions because of their improved English. Better pay, better jobs. And as a result of that, they've been able to donate more to units and help out with the war effort. So did I help monetarily with this? No, but I helped other people have a better life. Okay, pay more in taxes. That also helps out Ukrainian government. But because of their promotions, they've been able to donate more. So they just had a news release of helping their 50,000 Ukrainians improve in English. Was like 2 days ago. And this, like KKG says, that's a real service you're doing, making a real change in people's lives. Yeah, because this isn't giving somebody a fish. This is teaching them how to fish, type of thing. That's a skill they're going to continue to have the rest of their life. That means a better life for them, a better job, better life, kids, family, and it exponentially grows from there. So what's an hour out of your week to help a Ukrainian get better at English? There's so many ways to help that doesn't involve money. Now, if you have money to spare, I'm gonna plug this as much as I can. I'd really love to be able to get the full 10,000 goal for this truck. I know we're a small community, but I love it. I love to see that happen. I'm not loving that this is going to happen, but I'd love to see it happen. And you see it, some people are working on it already. We're up to 285 euros. Let's see if they left their name on the wall. Nope. So, thank you, the Anonymous Moose. Well, yeah, thank you guys for coming to the stream. I really appreciate you coming and supporting the stream. I especially appreciate your support for Ukraine. I don't know what more to say. It's amazing how the world has come together to support this country when our governments failed them. And of course, I'm talking about the Budapest Memorandum. I'm talking about the UN, utterly nincompoops, or whatever it really stands for. Okay, I get you, KKGG. I understand. Something Tatiana said earlier about being here with her real name. Yes, this is my gamer handle. But it's been my gamer handle since forever. 90, probably 87 is when I first had this name. This has been my name online since Star Wars Galaxies. This is me. I mean, this is me so much that, yes, that's my email. You type that in at Gmail with no spaces, that's my email. So, if you pay close enough attention when I switch to my Ukrainian Telegram account, that's my real name. So, I'm not doxing myself. You want to come send SWAT, have fun with that, because the closest SWAT team is 3 hours away. So yeah, whatever. We don't even have police in my town. It's such a small town. So, and Russia wants to send more than flies at me. Well, come prepared. So yeah, 10 euros closer to the dreaded horseradish challenge that I'm giving myself. Anyways, where was I? Oh yes, goodbyes. I'm just saying goodbyes to the people that was here for the news. So again, thank you for supporting Ukraine. I appreciate that more than anything. And of course, Razom de Peremojemo, together we will win. That's all of us together. It's Russia that's trying to divide us. It's Russia that's spreading misinformation. Keep yourself informed. Oh, not the mosquitoes again. I'm more worried about the Ukrainian attack pigeons. They exist. You wash your car in Kyiv, and they come out. Anyways, you folks have a good night. Thank you for coming. I'm going to continue the stream a little bit after this. So if you guys want to stick around, that's great. If not, we were having a little bit of fun last night on Discord, looking at houses in Ukraine. It's become like a special love of mine. And you can see I have favorited buildings and houses throughout. Just keeping an eye out for eventually the house I'm going to buy for myself. So if you guys want to stick around, stick around. If not, na dobranoc. Sleep well, my friends. And, you know, to the people out there that say there's no such thing as cheap houses in Ukraine, you can get them pretty cheap. Usually some repairs required. So this is a house for $835 US. You know, fence needs a little bit of work. Little wooden top on top of a concrete well. Nice willow trees in the background. I like the moss on the ground right there. Like the inside needs to get replastered. Maybe a roof leak that needs to get fixed. Nothing real major. No cracks in the walls or the settling in the foundation. Just a few spots where it looks like the roof is leaked. I really love looking at these old cook stoves, Ukrainian cook stoves. You know, there's start a fire over here, and this whole area heats up. What's really funny is I found out that because like the family stay in one house, so you'll have like 3 or 4 generations in a single house. So the kids are off in their own little room, the parents are in another room, and like this is the little cubby hole that the grandparents sleep in, because as you're heating the house, you're heating where they sleep. So old bones like it warm. So it was interesting to find out that like that's like the grandparents' bed. Again, you see like the plaster needs work up here, but it looks like a little bit here behind this. Plaster work's not that hard. It's pretty easy to do. But plaster's good here. That's not a crack in the wall. That's where they cut into it to run the power lines for like a plug that's probably behind here. Ukrainian refrigerators are so small compared to the US. Same with the laundry washing machines. Yeah, you can see up here's a bedroll and everything for the grandparents. Garden tools. Little tiny window. So I'm guessing this is like probably the entry to the basement or something. Little cleanup in the kitchen. Okay, so that's the stove. This is the what they call the veranda, I'm guessing. Little storage area, hang up the clothes to dry, do your cooking. And here's that entryway into the kitchen. Barn out the back. Lilac bush. The shed. Looks like some of the mortar needs to get redone on the shed. Maybe new siding. Yeah, plaster work on the side of the barn, not big deal. I can't tell what kind of trees those are. You know, the outdoor outhouse. And I'm guessing those are apple trees because I see apples on the ground. So I really like the window surrounds. The roof looks pretty decent. Have to get a better angle on that. Yeah, this is a common issue in Ukraine. It looks like they used fiberboard, plywood, and just painted over it. Unfortunately, it gets wet and it does this. So over time, you'd have to pop all this off and replace it with actual siding. Storage shed off this end of the barn. And back to the original picture. So yeah, it needs work, but it's $835 US. This is a translation issue. It's not 17 acres. It's called sotok in Ukraine. It's 17 sotok, but that's like 1 one Sotek is 100 square meters, so this would be 1,700 square meters for the area of the land. The wooden house village is gasified. You could bring gas to the house. The toilet's outside. Water from the well in the yard. You can easily add a pump to that and a filtering system if you need to. Fruit trees. 17 Sotek for the garden. A barn. House is livable for a summer residence. Furniture, bed, stove, refrigerator, and all the tools for housekeeping come with the house. House is at the center of the village. The school is right across the street. Grocery store and hardware stores in the village. The village council and post office are within walking distance. Convenient location for the village. But there you go. You want a cheap home you can buy outright and not have payments. For many of us here in the US, that's like a single paycheck. Of course, you know, we looked at like the dirt cheap house. Let's go more middle of the road. Yeah, let's do this one. So 9,000. Did it say how many rooms? 2 rooms. Okay. So, nice bedroom. Partner room to match. Ooh, really nice kitchen. You know, wood burning stove and / oven. Your entry veranda, you know, a little wash basin. You haul in water from the well, fill up this tank, and then your spout there. I know this because Amish that live near me. No, and it's not hard to put like a water tank and a pump into the well. Get pressurized water, and it's very inexpensive to add a septic system and a bathroom to a house like this if you really wanted it. But neat little house. You know, very nice on the interior. No repairs needed to be done. You know, not that far from Kyiv. Let's see. Yeah, you're looking maybe 20-30 minute drive to downtown Kyiv. Say you wanted to sell your house here in the States. You know, most houses in the States are like 150 to 400,000 now, depending on where you're at. We looked at this one last night. This is a 5-room house for 330,000. This thing is like extravagant to the T. So marble countertop in your kitchen, running water in the sink, modern stove and oven. The bathrooms. So, like a normal house, a cheap house in the U.S., this is the house you get in Ukraine for that same price. Beautifully manicured lawn. This is the outdoor barbecue area. Yes, outdoor barbecue area. The garage. The living room with a huge TV. Oh man. One of the bedrooms. Another bedroom / living room. How would you like that for your bedroom? Yeah, it's almost Little Mermaids. This is what that bedroom reminds me of. The stairwell, nice marble lighting around it, on the walls at the steps. Marble everywhere. Jeez. The beer store in Ukraine is never far away because you can have it delivered. Sauna. Huge walk-in shower after you get out of the sauna. His and her toilets. Yeah, that's a bidet. So no more toilet paper needed. Just pray and spray, or spray and pray. View from the street. There's your dining room. Oh no, this is the outside barbecue again. The waterworks for the house. And they even give us a video. There's no sound, so I'm going to speed this up. So I couldn't do this house just because of the stairs. My knees would never forgive me. Not to mention it's way out of my price range. Well, all the bedrooms upstairs. The Little Mermaid room. And then down the stairs. So, bathroom downstairs. The sauna room. I'd live in that room pretty much. Like all winter long, I'd be in that sauna. Downstairs bedroom. We'll go back to that. Basically a movie theater downstairs. And a run around the outside. Yeah, my knees wouldn't do the stairs. Air conditioner. That's the outside barbecue right here. Basically live in this I'd live in this in the summer and the sauna in the winter. Oh God, why did the real estate agent have to go to therapy? I'm scared to find out. But give you an idea of what, if you have money, what money gets you in Ukraine. That's easily here in the US, that would be a multiple $1 million home. Oh, that's bad. That one's bad, Goldie. Yeah, that. Oh, crap. My throat's remembering the horseradish. Again, that's way out of my price range, even. But I mean, that's up here in Bucha, Irpin area. Literally 20 minutes from Kiev. Let's say you wanted to be in the city itself. Get yourself a townhouse in Kiev. These are all the new builds in Ukraine. They don't finish the interiors, so you can finish them how you want. So, a lot of brickwork. Blank slate to work with. And I'm going to have to put you guys on pause for a minute. I'll let this video play. As I run to the restroom. I'll be right back.
Під шафу. Кімната на першому поверсі. Санвузол першого поверху. Тут у нас темно, не дуже видно. І технічне приміщення. Також кухня-вітальня. З виходом на терасу є власна ділянка. Заведений газ. Зараз подивимось другий поверх. Додатково можна зробити. Сходи вже є. Мансардне приміщення 54 квадратних метра. Кімната також з невеличким балконом. Ця кімната збільшена, без балкону. Санвузол дуже великий, темно. Все не роздивишся. І також є.
So here's a dad joke for you guys. How do you spell relief? If you know the punchline to that joke, I'm going to put this down to like my price range and show you guys some of the interesting houses for very little money. Go over towards Ivano-Frankish. So basically needs a new paint job, but it looks fairly intact. Nice barn to go with it and a summer kitchen. Yeah, pretty basic, no frills, no thrills. Yard's a little overgrown, but chicken coop in the back there. Either another chicken coop, or I'm not sure, but the grapevines are growing over it. The entry gate from the road to the road, I should say, because the car's out there. Well, it needs a goat to clear out the extra. But not a bad house for $3,000. Say you're more the Odessa type. You want to be by the ocean. Well, sea, Black Sea, not ocean, but still. I believe that's a pear tree and a cherry tree or a plum tree. I'm not sure. Grapevines along the fence. More grapevines over the entryway and your well. More grapevines. The garage in the back with more grapevines on the right. And of course, the Ukrainian village wood burning oven. Sinks in the house, so you have running water. But not a whole lot to it. Again, right at $3,000. And literally walking distance to the water. And I'm just, sharing what I do to relax. I do this anyways after the stream, just because I like the look. Here's another one by the inlet. This is Odessa down here. So this one's $2,350. Not much to the house. Again, probably needs the siding redone. Weird shed in the back. So, yeah, good. It's going to need a little bit of work. Garden's laid out for you. Not a huge design to the house, but oh, this is, I'm not sure what this is. This might be a basement or a root cellar. I'm not entirely sure. The wallpaper is not the greatest, but I'm not seeing any cracks in the wall or warping in the floor. I gotta hurry up and get off these pictures because Disney will come after me. Or say you're the military type and you're going to be over on the front lines. Sunni. So Kharkiv would be like right there. I like the brickwork on this one. The foundation has decorative brick. The windowsills, even above the windowsills, are decorative. And that's all done in brickwork, not just painted that way. That's actual brickwork. A little water damage on the entryway, to be expected. Tub in a bathroom, so that's a bonus that's already there. Electric meter, no furniture. Some scrubbing, that will look nice. You know, sand the floors, restain them. Oh, how's that for your backyard? That is beautiful. See, I'm already picturing putting like the beehives out along the trees over here. A little river nearby. Looks like it was raining when they took this picture. Yeah, so that is the access to the basement and root cellar. Oh, so that little river is in your yard. So it butts right up against the pond. And again, right at 3,000. Bill, it's not a big enough drop. It needs to be deeper and, you know, narrower. Say you wanted to be close to the Dnipro. There you go, $1,671. 3 rooms, 25 sotek, so a little bit over half an acre. Again, this is an abandoned house. It's probably been vacant for a couple years. You know, view of your garden area. So this is the barn. It's hard to see with the glare of the sun right there. Oh. So barn with a little chicken run fenced off area there. This would be the veranda, the entry to the house. Cracks in the roof. I wouldn't be too concerned with that. But that would be something you'd want to take apart and look to see what's going on. It might just be a roof leak. So it's not a pretty bathroom, but it is a bathroom. So it wouldn't take much to demo this out and put better fixtures in and tile the floor. So everything's already there. It just becomes an easy thing to retile it. That's an easy fix. Gateway back to the 60s, maybe. Yeah, you can tell it hasn't been lived in a while. It's pretty dirty. Needs a new paint job. But I like that the power outlets are ran up from the floor rather than across the ceiling and then down. You put furniture or something there and it will hide all that, so it makes it a cleaner look when everything's said and done. And a view into the kitchen. I'd just get rid of that rug. Maybe a new rug or just sand the floors. But nice little greenhouse. Literally walking distance to the river. Zoom in here. Oh, and there's another one right next door. 2,450. One street over and then right down to the river's edge. So, brick construction. Even the barn is brick. That's nice. Is there 2 houses on this? Root cellar. The L-shaped sofas. Almost I think every Ukrainian house has an L sectional sofa. And usually when you see pictures with furniture, the furniture goes with the house. So yeah, that's interesting. So it looks like there's 2 houses. Oh, one's a summer kitchen. Okay. So this is the house, the barn, and this is a garage / summer kitchen. Okay. But there you go. Another one for 2,450. Literally walking distance to the river. So somebody give me a city and a price range. So if you ever wanted to find a house in Ukraine, where you wanted to be and what price you needed it for, now's the time. Well, you have to remember one thing with the prices. The further you get away from major cities, the cheaper things get. Like, we showed you this house for $835. Here's one for $1,074. Little entryway, covered entryway. Summer kitchen. Barn, hayloft, just another corner of the house. Looks like they added on here. Looked like an apple tree, root cellar, the entry into the house. When you see pictures of the entry to the house, this is the main wall you want to look at. You can see there's a little bit of water damage here. And that's usually because this entry veranda thing is an add-on 9 times out of 10. So if we go back to There was really one that shows it. Okay, here we go. Like this area right here, this was probably a porch, and then that was the main entry, and then they added this later. You can kind of see it in the how the wall meets up here. And it's a natural weakness in the roofs because it's not a single roof, it's added in. So you'll see stuff like this where water damage is at that seam where the add-on meets. Typical living room, bedroom. It has wallpaper up, but there's not sagging or moved in places, so structurally the house looks good. I can't tell if this is camera or not, but it looks like maybe a little bit of bowing in the floor. But that could just be the camera they're using. Yeah, everything looks straight, no cracks. Floors look good. Oh, it is gasified, but man, that piping. Yeah, usually these houses are built before gas comes to the village, and then gas is added later, so it's kind of like just attached to the wall and gets drilled through in one spot. So looks like that might need a little bit cleaning up to look better. Not important, but I think somebody smoked in this house. But yeah, that, or it could be this is a wood burning fireplace that isn't ventilated properly. Yeah, because you see the wood burning here and how it's, discolored the wallpaper. I think it's a similar issue with that other corner. It could be that just on the other side is the wood burning stove. And you see the water line to heat the room coming in. Again, the hot water line that runs around the house to heat the house. I'm going to say pass on this one because of the plastic on the wall. That concerns me. And the plaster just fell off here, so that's not usually a huge issue. But, I mean, that's $1,000 house in Ukraine. I still, that backyard looks amazing. Even though it's all dead here, but that is that piping. It is out there. Let's see. But you run into metal roofs about as much as you run into the asbestos. If you don't like it, it's fairly cheap to replace with metal. Yeah, so like, I think that's the stuff you're talking about right here. Ooh. Let's go back to the beginning here. I don't like the yellow, but I can see the theme they were going for. Foundation looks good. I just don't like the yellow. But I like the tractor. Wonder if the tractor comes with it. Oh, even the root cellar looks really nice. Closer view of the root cellar. A little cleanup and plaster wouldn't hurt. Oh, the barn needs saving. Yeah, that's the asbestos roof tiles that you have to watch out for. It could be they have a different version of them that looks quite similar to it that doesn't have asbestos. But this is old enough, I think that is the asbestos. Hard to say. But this is what they call a summer kitchen. Nice tires on the tractor. Sorry. So there's the layout of the house, entrance, mudrooms. Floor looks really nice in this place. Not seeing anything major. Maybe like a little bit of light coming from under that doorway. Again, tiny Ukrainian fridges. Yeah, so like the entry door needs a little bit of work with the light coming through there. Looks like it was a porch at one time that just got enclosed. I don't know about the pink tiles around the fireplace. That's woohoo. The sink in the kitchen. A hot plate for the tea kettles. Oh, that's not bad, and that's $2,387. The big question is, does the tractor come with it? No, but the furniture, stove, and oven do. Summer kitchen, barn, cellar. But the toilet's outside. It has an outhouse. Two sheds, good cellar, separate summer kitchen, a well with the electric water pump, iron gates. Not a bad house. But you just have to watch out for the roofing. You have to look at that closer. No, you can't have my tractors. Those tractors are mine. Yeah, with those tiles, you really don't even have to worry about that. You get a trash bin backed up to the house. Put a mask on and just take those off, throw them in the trash bin, put up metal roofing instead, and you're done. Trash bin goes away, you don't have to worry about it again. Sally, you're off by one number. 1 US acre is 40 sotek. So you want a large area of land. Okay, let me get rid of the price and square plot area from 2 hectares or more. Apply the filters. Any particular area? Let me change this to 100. So hectares, 2.5 acres. So that would be so 100 sotek. So how close to a big city you want to be? Yeah, let's go down south. Well, north of Moldova. 1-story house with a plot of 100 acres. 4 rooms, 1 floor. Sales of a nearby house in the village. In living condition. All photos demonstrate. So you might be able to get another hectare of land. So there's the house. It looks like it has a second house on the property. Root cellar. The house looks amazing. View out your front drive. You got a little garage. Oh, that view's nice. Nice well. Little overgrown yard, but nothing a goat can't fix. Oh, sink. Septic tank. So that means, yep, they have a bathroom. So you have an indoor bathroom. You know, it might not look like much, but that's a big thing in Ukraine, having an indoor bathroom in a village. Okay, that was a rug. I was scared that was a tile for a second. Nice tiling all throughout the kitchen. Oh, look at the scroll work on that window. Yeah, it needs a paint job. There's your, guest house in the back. Ugh. So this must be the summer kitchen. Beautiful yard. Okay, these pictures kind of go all over the place. Okay, so that's the access to the attic. I kind of like this rug. That is freaking huge. They had to put it on the wall because it wouldn't fit on the floor. So there's one for you. And it's metal roof, so you don't have to worry about the asbestos ceilings, roofs. Yeah, that one's nice. It's out of my price range, unfortunately. And that's one of them. Okay, let's go a little bit more expensive. 47,000, 3 rooms. Again, way out of my price range. I love the brickwork though. I give me a brick house any day. I definitely have to have a goat to get rid of all those leaves. Is that an old tire swing? Got a ladder going up to get pick the fruit. Hopefully they show a better picture of what that is. Decent little kitchen. Bathroom. To be honest with you, this house isn't worth the price they're asking for it, except that it's in Venezia. It's in one of the bigger cities. Have to figure out what's going on there. Oh, they just pinned it up, so it was just hanging loose. It's not actually. Yeah, I'm not impressed with that one. And the plot of land isn't right either, so. So let's really bump this up. There you go, just outside of Zhytomyr, 50,000. Holy crap, that's a mansion for 50K. Plot size isn't right, but dang. So ramps down to basement garages. Look at that garden. Oh. This is a really nice house. So these are closet doors, just so you know, and these are prints that they put on the closet doors. It's a weird thing in Ukraine to have paintings basically on your closet doors. Some of them are kind of cool like that one, some are out there. Indoor bathroom, that's always a plus. Nice stove, sink in the kitchen, right next to your washing machine. So you can do your clothes and cook your dinner at the same time. It's a pretty big kitchen too. That's a decent house, but way out of my price range. Let's see if we could find one that actually fits what you're trying to do. Yeah, that's... Yeah, for some reason they're not doing giving the right plot size. See, even this one's only 55 hundredths and it's supposed to be over 200 hundredths. Let's go square meters. So it'd be 20,000 square meters. Okay, that got rid of a lot of them. So I think this might be more accurate. There you go. 26,000 square meters for the plot size. Nice bedrooms. That made me jump like, what the heck's that in the corner? Really nice kitchen. Looks like they closed off an archway here to make this into an enclosed room. Kind of like the catch-all exercise, living room, TV room. Really nice entryway. Now shower. a little narrow on the toilet. A little narrow getting through between the sink and the laundry. This must be the summer kitchen. Nope, it's the outside of the house. Never mind. A nice big area to garden eventually. Nice front yard. A lot of stuff can be done. Now, it doesn't look like much from the outside. It needs some sprucing up on the outside, but the inside looks really good. So, a little kennel for your dog. And it looks like the old barn. Of course, they put the bush in the way of the barn every time. The barn must not be in good shape. They're hiding it like that. But that's not bad for 26.5. Huge plotted land. Here you go, 21,000 square feet or square meters. Looks like the brick is having a little issue here. And of course, they filled in a doorway here. Didn't do a very good job of blending it. Yeah, I'd say this is going to be an expensive repair. That's the foundation starting to sag. It's not an easy fix. It's not a DIY fix. You have to dig this out, jack up this corner of the building, and pour a new cement footing underneath this corner here. That will probably run you about $1,500 in Ukraine. The barn looks really nice. The old crank well. Yeah, again, foundation sagging. Looks like they tried to fix it with just by plastering and painting over it. But yeah, this house you're gonna have to dig out the foundation and redo the foundations all around. Not that it's a hard thing, it's just a pain in the rear. Yeah, you see the cracks in the wall that they've patched from the foundation settling. More cracks, more cracks, more cracks, more cracks. Yeah, everywhere you look, there's a crack in the wall. Okay, not everywhere. And more cracks. I mean, for the size of the property, it might be worth it to do the foundation repair on that. You're talking maybe, if it was just like that corner, it'd be like the 1,500, like I said. But I think that entire foundation needs to be redone, so you're looking at more like 5,000-6,000. But you're still only looking like 15,000 for the entire property, even with the foundation repair. So that just because the foundation needs to be fixed doesn't make this a bad deal. It's just something you should know going into it. Yeah, and that's not a roof leak. That's a condition of the house settling, the foundation settling. Um, Again, the cracks in the wall, that's the foundation settling. So yeah, you need a foundation all around. You know, it's kind of a costly repair, but with the amount of land that's with it, that wouldn't be a bad deal. It'd almost be worth just staying in this place while you build another house. That's another possibility as well. But it's a neat house. It has character. If I had the money to do this, I would probably just fix the foundation. Yeah, you're like me, Nian. Let me reset this. So, like 3,000 is the top of my price range. And see if I could find. This is one of the houses I was looking at. I have a fetish for brick. But look at the brickwork on this house. It is amazingly beautiful. If you're looking around, there's no cracks in the wall. Even the root cellar is looking good. It just needs like a new door. Just because it looks short. So for me, I kind of like, I'd have to go and dig this out to make it deeper so I don't hit my head going in. And a nice, huge backyard. Plenty of mature trees. But I love that brickwork. But that's like right at the top end of my price range. I have never done those heated floors, so I can't say for sure. But what I've seen of those heated floors being put in, it's very easy to do. You just have to find something that's either on a slab without a basement, so you can just put the heated floor on top of the slab, or you're going to have to rip up the floors and put a base floor down to put the heated floors in. That's the best picture I could see. In these old village houses, they didn't put a subfloor down. It's literally support beams, and then this wood is the floor. Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, and like the house isn't livable while you do it, but it's not as expensive to do in Ukraine as would be like here in the States. You're talking labor prices here are equivalent to what it was probably in like 1910 here in the States. Like my construction guy, I was paying him like $300 a month equivalent. So yeah, try and hire a jack of all trades, good construction guy here in the States. For $300, you'd have him for about an hour. Canada is Celsius, but they the freedom units flow over the border a lot. Let's see if I could find a better picture of the flooring so you get a better understanding. No, this house ain't bad. Yeah, this is basically the subfloor right here. And then they just put the wood flooring right over top of it. So you'd have to take out that wood flooring, put down that grid pattern for the hot water to go through, run the cement over it. But like stuff like this, you'd have to rip up the flooring, patch it, make sure it's sturdy. It wouldn't be that hard to do. It's just I've never done it. Yeah, someone left the window open a few times when it rained. Yeah, it looks like someone tried to weld the heater a couple times. This stuff right here makes me want to smack somebody. This isn't a crack in the wall. This is somebody cutting into the wall, and to save a little bit of wire, they cut diagonally across the wall to put the wire in the wall and then never plastered it back in. I'd want to find this electrician and smack him around a lot. You know, that's why that one house, I said I really liked that they took the electrical up from the baseboard and, did it inside a conduit. To me, that's the best way to do it, because if you need to add a electrical plug somewhere, you just open up that conduit, run another outlet up, and 90% of the time that conduit is going to be hidden by a cabinet or a piece of furniture or something. This is just, I wonder if he was Russian. Now that goes back to this, makes me wonder if that's what I thought it was like leaving the window open. Now I'm wondering if that was where they ran electrical underneath the window. Again, so that's the satellite TV cable, and ran power right through the wall. Just run it along the baseboard and run it up. That is a crack in the wall, so there might be a little bit of foundation issue here. It depends on where that corner is in the house. It might be this corner here. See the cracking here? That's not the house. This is just the entryway. So this could be fixed a lot easier, just or just leave it because it's just the entryway. Again, I have a thing for brick, so leave me alone. If you're talking about here, unfortunately, I'm going to say no, that's not what it is. It looks like this looks like it used to be a doorway instead of a window, and someone repaired this, filled this in to make it a window instead of a doorway. They did a pretty good job of it, but not perfect. And I think that gapping right there is from converting this. They knocked those loose. Not the greatest job of it. Yeah, they did a pretty good job of stitching it together, but you can tell like this is an add-on over here, and these bricks match those ones, not these ones. This is something I'd have to see in person before I'd agree to it. But again, that's top of my price range. So maybe I should explain how I'm doing savings. When I'm saving up cash for the place I really want to get, and when I donate $100, like I donate $100 to charity, to a fundraiser, to a unit, I donate 100 to them, and I put 100 in my savings. $50 to this drone fundraiser, $50 to my savings. And that's how I've been saving up, and it's been, it's been 8 months now. Ew. And I've been able to save up $700. So I'm still like, I still can't even afford this place. I'm almost there. I kind of want to show you the place I really want to get, but I'm going to take it off screen, load it up before I show you, because I've shown houses that I've really wanted to get before, and then the next day it's gone. Someone bought it. So just to be on the safe side, if you really want to go through it, you'll have to find these pictures yourself. But this is the gate from the road. Little walkway up to the house. Again, there's a little bit of settling right here in the veranda, the entryway. I'm not overly concerned about that. The summer kitchen, and then the barn in the back. Oh, pear tree. Little Quonset hut type of thing for the garage. The well's right here, and you can tell by the apples on the ground. Apple tree, and then the pear tree. Yeah, it needs a fresh paint job on the inside. And of course, the gas pipes running throughout the house. Floor looks good. There's a couple areas of concern. I might need to sand them, get them sanded and restained. But for the most part, the floors look nice. Little bit of warping, but it's old wood. Of course, the old Ukrainian wood-fired stove, it's been out of use for a while, and they've been using it for storage. And they have this gas stove in here. I'd want to redo this, get this in working order again. Replace a couple of tiles that fell off. You know, old wallpaper. Old wallpaper on the ceiling. That's all going to come down. I don't like wallpaper. But that's the place I want. I'm about a third of the way to it. Okay, a fourth the way to it. Oh yeah. But there's no shortage of cheap houses in Ukraine. It just takes time to look. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. The entryway's a little wonky. Nice barn. Big yard. Big old beams for the roof. There you go. There's another $1,194 house in Ukraine. Got about half hour till midnight. My tummy's telling me it's time to get dinner and get ready for bed. So, thanks for hanging out. So, hopefully you guys found well, let me copy and paste this website in chat. So if you want to look on your own, you know, and even if you're not looking to buy, but you're going to be in Kyiv for a little bit, rent an apartment. So say you only want to pay $300 a month for an apartment in Kyiv. Well, here you go. 1 bedroom for $260 a month. $239. Here you go. Well, here's one in my neighborhood. You know, this is the building I stayed in Kyiv. So right down the street from where I stayed, 215, 2 rooms on the top floor. So bathroom, shower, bathtub, entryway, pretty nice place. 5th floor walk up. Sink, your stove. Nice balcony to go out and watch the drones go by. So there you go. There's an apartment to rent in Ukraine, cheaper than you can get a hotel room. With utilities, it probably costs you $250 a month. So, like I said, the link's up in chat if you want to check it out for yourself. Yeah, well, the rent is only $215, but you also have to add your electric, your gas, trash, building maintenance on top of all that. So it might be like $250, $260, depending on how much electricity you use. Much cheaper than getting a hotel room. Oh yeah, I was getting fit just being on the 2nd floor, but this is 5th. You know, tell you right now, there's a bus stop right there. Right here's a market. If you don't like that market, there's a market right there. Cafe and another grocery store right here. Yeah, everything's right in the neighborhood. Right over here, there's a pizza joint. Nice little neighborhood. Of course, if you want to go like downtown, you're going to be paying more. So let's say $500 a month. So here you go, $358. Right here's Krashatik and Hotel Ukraine. So you're right in the middle of downtown. $358 for rent. Probably $400 with utilities and everything included. Decent little balcony. And right downtown. That's nicer than the bathroom I had. So definitely a much cheaper option if you're gonna. Anyways, I'm gonna say goodnight, go get something to eat. And then the 3 S's. It's been a long day. Yeah, but Niels, your apartment's a little matchstick. So 53 square meters, 30 square meters for the second room, and then 8 square meters for the kitchen. Yeah. So 1,500 UHA plus utilities. 6th floor of 8th. Little extra walking for you. I mean, you're right in the middle of downtown. Metro's right here. Creshatic with the statues right there. Big old mall right here. Oh, and the most important thing, the McDonald's. So if you ever feel like you're homesick and want nasty food at overpriced, there you go. I'm going to say goodnight, everybody. Thanks for being with the stream. Thanks, everybody who hung out after the news and shared my little dream with me. Oh, one last thing before we go. Oh, $285. I'm safe for another day from killing my taste buds. Na dobranoc, moje drugi. Have a good night, my friends. Sleep well.